West Ham have officially announced the sign of Joel Piroe on a season-long loan from Leeds with an obligation to buy should we get promoted. The fee is said to be around £12 million, and I think this is great business. This is a very smart piece of business from West Ham. This is an experienced championship goal scorer, golden boot winner, consistently 4 seasons. I think he scored like 73 goals. So he knows this league. This is the championship experience that we need. Let's be honest, if we go up, he'll be next to useless in the Premier League. He scored like 1 goal in 21 games for Leeds last season. I think that was a cup game. So, if we get up, he'll potentially be dead wood. But on the same token, it's worth it if we go up. You pay 12 million, and you have to look at it, right. If he bags goals in the Championship this season, then a club that's in the Championship now would definitely be in for him. Why would you not want a proven Championship goal scorer when you're trying to get out the division? Those goals were massively vital for Leeds in their promotion campaign. So someone like that, I think, is going to be a huge boost to us. Not just his goals, but his relationship with Manor Solomon. Between the two of them, the goals and assists they were racking up between the two of them was a massive boost for Leeds. And the fact that he already has that relationship with him is big. And like I said, his finishing is a huge boost, considering that Tatty's finishing is hit and miss. Pablo's finishing is non-existent. So having someone that's clinical, that knows when to shoot and takes their moment, I think is a big deal. And he should slot straight into the 4-4-2. He should. So whether we play Tatty in the 10, just behind Piroe, just off of each other, or we play Piroe just behind Tatty, either way, so you got that sort of staggered 4-4-2. It can work. He's got that link-up play ability to be able to link up with other players. So him and Tatty, he's not exactly got pace, Piroe. He's not going to do a ton of leg work, but then you have Tatty there, maybe Pablo. So between the two of them, linking up and creating chances, and he'll create chances as well. So it's vital that we do keep Tatty, because we know really Pablo isn't the ideal partner, because he's just a workhorse that's just not very good. And the fact that Pablo is injured, I don't know if he's injured for the Charlton game, but having this wrapped up now means that Piroe should be able to slot straight in. He's done a pre-season with Leeds, I'm assuming, so he can come straight in and start against Charlton, and we don't have to change our system. We're going to have Engels as well, who's going to come straight in, and the team's going to start to take shape now. So really, there's no reason why against Charlton, with improved firepower up top, improved quality in midfield, we can't go for that game. We should not be going into that game starting slow, cautious, feeling the other team out, letting them have the ball and see what they're going to do with it. That should not happen. We're getting what we need through the door. We've still got a lot to sign now. So this loan now, because if we do go up, we'll pay the 12 million. That'll be next season's budget. It's not going to come out of this season's budget. So we should have money to go and strengthen other areas. We still need to go and bolster that midfield. We still need to get depth in defence. Wan-Bissaka looks like he's going. We're going to need another right back, unless you have Veltman as the backup right back. So it's not really clear what role Nuno primarily sees him as, if he's going to be a centre back and a right back. But Kyle Walker-Peters, I think, is definitely more than capable. So, yeah, it's starting to take shape. Piroe, it's good business. He's a Suriname international. Now, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I've never heard of Suriname. Like, I've never heard it. Suriname, whatever. That's who he plays for. It's interesting because he was born in the Netherlands. I guess he didn't back himself to ever make it for the Dutch national team, so he chose Suriname. So it's good. We've signed a player, and my geographical knowledge has increased. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win. So now we need to move swiftly. We need to move swiftly and start to wrap up our next targets. I don't know who's next. I don't know who's closest. But really, I think when it comes to Troy Parrott, it looks like Troy Parrott's going to Betis, Real Betis, for like the fee that we offered. We offered like 17 million to Real Betis, right? And that's how much to AZ Alkmaar for Parrot, and that's how much he's going for. But it seems he wants Champions League football. I think Betis are in the Champions League. And look, it would have been a good signing. I think he would have fit what we're trying to do. However, we've signed a proven championship commodity. So, if anything, in the short term, this is probably the better signing on a business standpoint. Even though, like I said, they are slightly different strikers, which is odd. I think overall, this makes more sense. This signing, someone that scored 73 goals in the division that we're trying to get out of, across two separate teams, like 4 seasons in a row. You look at it, 24 goals first season for Southampton, 20 goals in his second season for Southampton. He only made 3 appearances before he got sold. He scored 2 goals out of those 2 goals and 4 appearances in his last season at Swansea, which is, I think he obviously played a little bit before he was sold that summer. And then Leeds, first season in the Championship, 14 goals. Second season, 19 goals. So that is a proven, consistent track record of banging goals in the Championship that Troy Parrott doesn't have. So really, it's all worked out for the best, and now we can go and invest that money that we would have spent on Troy Parrott, that 20 mil or whatever they were trying to get out of us, elsewhere in the team, which is important because there is a lot to do. We need that squad depth. We need those options off the bench. Now, you look at Pablo on the bench and you think, okay, that's just some legs that can come off the bench and press and run. Like, he's a bench player now. If he stays, he has to be relegated to the bench, and we need to start wrapping up and deciding what we're doing with other players. Magassa, it's looking like Alvarez is going. Ward-Prowse could go. We need to start knowing for a fact. Like Alvarez, it's you can't have a player where you think they're staying and then next week, nah, I'm out, I'm leaving, and then you just bend to their will. If a player and we want to keep them, we need to start putting our foot down and showing some bollocks and saying, no, we need you, you're staying, mate, you got a contract, unless we get decent money for you, because we can't keep loaning players out. We just can't. It makes no sense to keep loaning players out when we need the money. Loaning out Fulkrug, loaning out Wan-Bissaka, and then you potentially loan out Alvarez. No. Either you go for a decent transfer fee or you're staying here. Like it or lump it. And I know people be like, oh, I don't want to play, it's unhappy. Like, how long do we have to just bend to the player's will all the time because we don't want to play that's unhappy? If you don't want to play that's unhappy, stick him in the reserves. Stick him in the reserves rather than loan him out. Like Todibo, we loan him out and we're still paying part of his wages. If they're not going to be professional, they're not going to honour their contract, then they can rot in the reserves. Simple as that. So, and look, you may think, yeah, it's cutting our nose off to spite our face because, you know, they can have a loan spell and go well and then they get a transfer fee. We keep loaning these players out, and they keep just coming back. We're not loaning them out and they're smashing it, and then we go and get a transfer fee. So I would rather just show some bollocks and say, nah, mate, we either get a fee for you, or you stay and you help this team, or you go in the reserves. It's really, those are your options. Apparently Alvarez, one minute it was fine, and then he came into training and his mood just shifted and he was going mad and saying he wanted to leave. I don't know. The guy's an absolute clown. Clown, mate, that geezer. So, yeah, I would say either sell him or put him in the reserves. But, welcome Piroe. Good signing. On to Charlton. I don't think we'll get another player in before that game, but we should have enough to really blow them away if Nuno does what is right and doesn't just score. And that's my worry, is we'll score and sit back. You know, so we need to go for goals, plural. So anyway, let me know what you think about Piroe. Good signing. Would you have preferred Parrot? Let me know. Do check out OK Jersey, 10% off with code Nicky10, and go check out Lawless Live. I've got a video up there with me and Jamie O'Hara talking about Nuno out, Eddie Howe, and I'll probably put a video up. I need to get off my chest about the Wan-Bissaka thing. I need to have a rant about that. So thanks for watching. One thing left to say: come on, you wines.